Welcome to Softly Known, a place where we explore the quiet side of the mind, the hidden processes of the brain, and the calm space between thoughts. Tonight, we are going to explore something that almost everyone experiences, but very few people truly understand. The strange moment right before you fall asleep, when your mind begins to replay memories. Moments from your past appear out of nowhere. A conversation from earlier today, a small detail you forgot about, or even something that happened years ago. Sometimes these memories feel random, and sometimes they feel too real. Almost as if your brain is trying to show you something. But why does this happen? Why does your mind become more active just when your body is trying to rest? Tonight, we are going to slow everything down and take a deeper look. Not in a rushed way, not in a complicated way, but slowly, calmly, and clearly, so you can understand what your brain is doing and why. As you continue listening, allow your body to relax even more. There is nothing you need to do, nothing you need to focus on. Just let the words flow like a quiet background as your mind begins to settle. You can keep your eyes open or let them gently close. Either way, this is your time to slow down, because the moment before sleep is not just the end of your day. It is the beginning of a different kind of awareness, a softer awareness, a quieter awareness, where your mind is no longer reacting to the world, but turning inward. During the day, your attention is constantly pulled in different directions. Sounds, screens, conversations, decisions. Your brain is always active, always processing, always responding. But at night, everything changes. The noise begins to fade. The external world becomes distant. And slowly, your attention returns to one place: yourself. This is when your brain finally has the space to process everything it collected throughout the day. Every word you heard, every image you saw, every emotion you felt. All of it is still there, waiting to be understood. And this is where the memories begin to appear. Not all at once, not in order, but gently, one after another. A moment, a face, a feeling. At first, you may not even notice it, but if you stay still, if you allow the silence to grow, you will begin to see them more clearly. Your mind is not becoming more chaotic, it is becoming more visible. Things that were hidden during the day are now easier to see. And this can feel strange, because for the first time, you are not distracted. You are not reacting. You are simply observing. And in this quiet space, your brain begins its deeper work. Not loudly, not forcefully, but in a calm and natural rhythm. So as you continue listening, there is nothing you need to understand immediately. You don't need to follow every idea. Just let your mind drift in the same way it naturally does before sleep. And slowly, you may begin to notice something. A thought appearing, then fading. A memory returning, then disappearing again. This is where our journey begins. As you remain still and your body continues to relax, your mind begins to shift in a quiet and almost unnoticeable way. At first, it may feel like nothing is happening. Just silence, just darkness behind your eyes. But beneath that calm surface, your brain is becoming more active in a very different way than during the day. During the day, your thoughts are directed outward. You are focused on what is happening around you. People, conversations, movement, decisions. Your brain is constantly reacting. But now, in this quiet moment before sleep, that direction changes. Instead of looking outward, your mind begins to turn inward. And this is where memory begins to rise. Not in a forced way, not in a structured way, but naturally, as if your brain is gently opening a door to everything it has stored. Throughout the day, your brain collects far more information than you realize. Every sound you hear, every face you see, every small detail you notice, even for a second, all of it is recorded. But not all of it is processed immediately, because during the day, there simply isn't enough time. Your brain prioritizes action. It focuses on what is needed in the moment, and everything else is quietly set aside, waiting. And now, in the stillness of night, that waiting begins to end. Your brain finally has the space to go back and review. This process is known as memory consolidation. It is one of the most important functions of the brain, and it happens largely without your awareness. As you lie there, doing nothing, your brain is carefully sorting through your experiences. It is asking silent questions. What mattered today? What should be remembered? What can be let go? And the way it answers these questions is through replay. Moments return, not randomly, but with purpose. A conversation might replay because it carried emotion. A small mistake might come back because your brain is trying to learn from it. A memory from years ago might appear because something today reminded you of it. even if you didn't notice at the time. This is how the brain connects past and present. It builds patterns, it strengthens understanding, and sometimes it brings back things you thought were forgotten. But nothing truly disappears. Memories are not erased easily. They are simply stored in layers, waiting for the right moment to resurface. And nighttime is one of those moments. Because in silence, your brain is free. Free from distraction, free from interruption, free to explore itself. As this continues, you may begin to notice something else. Your thoughts are not as sharp as they were before. They move more slowly. They feel softer, less controlled. This is because your brain is beginning to transition from active thinking to a more relaxed state. The logical, structured part of your mind starts to quiet down, and in its place, a more fluid, more associative way of thinking begins to emerge. This is why one memory can suddenly lead to another, not because they are directly connected, but because they share something subtle, a feeling, a tone, an impression. Your brain follows these connections like a gentle current moving from one thought to the next. And as you allow this to happen without resistance, your mind continues to slow down. There is no need to stop the thoughts, no need to control them, because this process is not working against you. It is helping you understand, helping you release, helping you prepare for rest. And slowly, very slowly, your awareness begins to soften. The distance between thoughts grows. The pauses become longer. And in those pauses, you begin to feel something deeper. A quiet, steady calm. As your mind continues to slow, something subtle begins to change. At first, your thoughts still feel familiar. You recognize them. You follow them. You understand where they come from. But slowly, that clarity begins to fade. The line between thinking and imagining becomes less clear. A memory appears, but it doesn't stay exactly as it was. Details begin to shift. A place you know looks slightly different. A voice you remember sounds softer or distant. And without noticing, your mind begins to move away from reality and closer to something more fluid. This is the bridge between thought and dream. It is a quiet transition that happens every night without effort. Inside your brain, this shift is very real. The areas responsible for logic and structure begin to reduce their activity. The part of your mind that organizes, analyzes, and keeps everything in order slowly steps back. And in its place, other regions become more active. Regions linked to imagery, to emotion, to memory fragments. This is why your thoughts begin to feel less controlled and more like drifting scenes. You are no longer directing your mind. Your mind is gently guiding itself. And as this happens, memories no longer replay in a straight line. They blend. A moment from today merges with something from long ago. A familiar place connects with something you imagined before. Everything becomes softer, less defined, more open. And this is not confusion. It is transformation. Your brain is shifting from a structured mode of thinking to a creative and associative state. A state where connections are not logical, but intuitive. And as you remain still, your awareness begins to follow this change. You may notice that you are no longer observing your thoughts clearly. Instead, you are inside them, moving through them as if they were happening in real time. A memory becomes an experience. A thought becomes a scene. And slowly, you begin to lose the sense that you are thinking at all. Because this is the moment where thinking starts to dissolve and dreaming begins to take its place. At the same time, your brain waves continue to slow from the faster patterns of wakefulness to the calmer rhythms of relaxation. These slower patterns are often linked to alpha and theta waves, states where the mind becomes calm but still aware. This is why this moment can feel peaceful, almost weightless. You are no longer fully connected to the outside world, but you are not completely asleep either. You are in between. And in this in-between space, your brain does something remarkable. It begins to reorganize your experiences in a deeper way. Not just storing memories, but connecting them, finding patterns, building meaning, strengthening what matters, and releasing what doesn't. And all of this happens without effort, without control, without even needing your attention. Because this process is part of how your mind heals, how it grows, how it understands itself. And as it continues, your thoughts become even lighter. They no longer feel solid. They drift like soft shapes, appearing and disappearing without weight. Time begins to stretch. Moments overlap. There is no clear beginning and no clear end. Only a continuous flow of quiet experience. And as you move deeper into this state, you may begin to feel something else, a sense of distance from everything. Not in a negative way, but in a peaceful way, as if the world is slowly moving further away, and all that remains is this gentle inner space, calm, soft, uninterrupted. And here, your mind begins to let go. Not all at once, but gradually, thought by thought, memory by memory, until even the act of remembering becomes too distant to hold. And what remains is something quieter, something deeper, a soft awareness slowly dissolving into rest. As your thoughts continue to fade and your awareness becomes softer, you begin to enter a deeper state of rest. At this point, your mind is no longer holding on to clear memories. They may still appear, but they are faint now, distant, like echoes slowly disappearing into silence. Your body feels heavier, not uncomfortable, but grounded, supported, as if every part of you is settling into stillness. Your breathing becomes slower, gentle, steady, natural. There is no effort in it. Each breath flows in and out like a quiet rhythm guiding you deeper. Inside your brain, another important shift is happening. The patterns of activity continue to slow down. The fast signals of waking thought are no longer present. Instead, your brain begins to move in deeper rhythms, slow, consistent, and calm. These are often associated with what is known as theta waves, the early stages of sleep, a state where the mind is deeply relaxed, yet still lightly aware. In this state, your thoughts lose their structure. They no longer form complete ideas. Instead, they appear as fragments, images, sensations, short impressions, a place, a sound, a feeling, but none of them stay long enough to become something solid. And as you allow this to happen without trying to control it, your mind continues to release. There is no need to follow anything, no need to understand anything, because your brain has already done most of its work. The replaying of memories, the sorting, the connecting, it is already in motion. And now, you are simply moving into rest. This is the moment where many people don't realize they are falling asleep, because it doesn't feel like a sudden change. It feels like drifting, like slowly moving away from everything. Your awareness becomes lighter, almost transparent. You are no longer focused on your thoughts. You are no longer observing them clearly. They pass without leaving a trace. And in their place, a deeper quiet begins to form. A silence that is not empty, but full of calm. At the same time, your body begins to shift into a restorative state. Your muscles release any remaining tension. Your heart rate slows even more. Your nervous system moves away from alertness and into recovery. This is where healing begins. Not in a dramatic way, but in a quiet, continuous process. Cells repair, energy is restored, balance returns. And all of this happens while you simply rest. As you continue drifting, your connection to the outside world becomes even weaker. Sounds are distant. Sensations are faint. The world feels far away, and your inner space feels closer, more present, more real. This is the edge of sleep, a place where awareness still exists, but gently fades with each passing moment. If a thought appears, it is soft. If a memory returns, it is brief. Nothing stays long enough to pull you back, because your mind is no longer holding on. It is letting go. And as this continues, your brain begins to move toward even deeper patterns. Slower waves, stronger rhythms, the kind that support deep sleep and full recovery. And without needing to notice it, without needing to do anything, you move closer and closer to complete rest. As you continue to drift, everything becomes softer. The thoughts that once appeared are now rare, and when they do appear, they feel distant, almost like they belong to someone else. Your awareness is still here, but it is no longer focused. It is more like a gentle presence floating quietly, without direction. There is no longer a need to follow anything, no need to hold on to a thought, no need to understand what is happening, because at this stage, your brain is guiding the process on its own, naturally, smoothly, without effort. The memories that once felt clear are now dissolving, not disappearing, but fading into the background, like distant echoes, slowly becoming part of the silence. And the silence becomes deeper, not empty, but full of calm. A calm that doesn't require attention. It simply exists, and you are inside it. As this quiet continues, your brain begins to settle into deeper rhythms. These are the patterns associated with deep rest, the kind that supports restoration at the deepest level. Your body responds to this state. Everything slows down. Your breathing becomes even more subtle. Your heart moves in a steady, gentle rhythm. Your muscles remain relaxed, without effort, without tension. and your nervous system enters a state of balance. This is where the body repairs itself, where energy is restored, where the mind lets go of everything it no longer needs. And you don't have to do anything for this to happen. It is already happening, quietly, naturally. As you continue to rest, the boundary between thought and silence becomes thinner. Thoughts no longer interrupt. They pass without staying, like light reflections on water, appearing for a moment, then disappearing again. And in between these thoughts, there is something else. A space, a quiet space, where nothing needs to happen. No pressure, no expectation, just stillness. And this stillness is where deep rest lives. As you remain in this space, your awareness begins to fade even more. Not suddenly, but gently, like a light dimming, slowly, until it becomes barely visible. And even that awareness is no longer something you need to hold, because you are no longer trying to stay awake, and you are no longer trying to fall asleep. You are simply letting the process happen, naturally, effortlessly. And as this continues, your mind becomes quieter than ever. The last traces of thinking begin to disappear, not in a forceful way, but in a soft, gradual release. And what remains is something very simple. A quiet, deep, and peaceful state, where nothing is required, nothing is expected, and nothing needs to be controlled. Just rest, just silence, just calm. And slowly, you move even deeper, beyond thought, beyond memory, beyond awareness, into stillness. Your mind becomes quieter than ever before. Thoughts are no longer forming. Memories are no longer replaying. Even the soft fragments that once appeared have now faded into stillness. There is no effort here, just a deep, natural rest. Your awareness is now very faint, almost gone, not because something is missing, but because everything has settled. This is the beginning of deep sleep, a state where your brain enters its slowest rhythms. These are often known as delta waves, very slow, very steady, and deeply restorative. In this state, your brain is no longer focused on the outside world. It is no longer processing thoughts. Instead, it turns its energy inward, toward restoration, toward repair, toward balance. Your body follows this shift completely. Your muscles are fully relaxed. There is no tension left. Your breathing is deep and consistent. Each breath flows gently, without interruption, without effort. Your heart rate is slow, calm, steady. Your nervous system is no longer in a state of alertness. It has fully transitioned into recovery. This is where true rest begins. Not the kind of rest you feel when you close your eyes, but the kind of rest that restores your entire system. Inside your brain, important processes are taking place. Connections that were formed during the day are being strengthened. Unnecessary signals are being reduced. Your brain is refining itself quietly, efficiently, without needing your awareness. At the same time, your body begins its own work. Cells repair, energy stores are replenished. Hormones that support recovery are released in balanced rhythms. Everything is working together in silence. This is why sleep is so important, because it is not simply the absence of activity. It is a different kind of activity, a deeper kind, one that supports both mind and body. And as you remain in this state, there is nothing to notice, nothing to follow, no thoughts to observe, no memories to revisit, just a deep, continuous stillness. Even time feels like it has disappeared. Moments no longer pass in a way you can sense. There is no before and no after. Only this quiet, ongoing rest. And within this rest, your system resets. Your brain clears what it no longer needs. Your body restores what was used. Your mind releases what was held. All without effort, all without awareness. And this is where the deepest healing happens. Not through action, but through stillness. Not through thinking, but through letting go. And as this continues, you remain in this calm state, undisturbed, uninterrupted, supported by the natural rhythm of your body and brain. As you remain in this deep state of rest, something steady begins to take over. Not a thought, not a memory, but a rhythm, a quiet, natural rhythm, moving gently through your brain and body. Even though you are not aware of it, your brain is not completely still. It is moving, but in a slow and balanced way. Sleep is not a single state. It comes in cycles, waves of deeper rest, followed by lighter phases, and then deeper again. And throughout the night, your brain moves through these cycles, again and again. But right now, you are in one of the deepest points, a place where everything is calm and stable. Your body remains relaxed. Your breathing continues its soft rhythm, in and out, slow and steady. Your heart follows this calm, each beat quiet, balanced, and gentle. And inside your brain, these slow waves continue, rising and falling like a calm ocean at night. There is no disturbance here, no sudden movement, just a continuous flow of deep rest. And as this rhythm continues, your brain keeps working quietly, not in the way it does during the day, but in a deeper, more essential way. It is maintaining balance, keeping everything in harmony, strengthening what needs to stay, letting go of what is no longer needed. And all of this happens without interruption, without effort, because this is the natural design of your mind, to restore itself when given the space to do so. And now you are in that space, a space where nothing pulls your attention, nothing asks for your energy, nothing requires you to respond. And because of that, your system remains stable, calm, undisturbed. As time continues, your brain will slowly move through its cycles, but you do not feel these changes. You do not notice the transitions, because your awareness is no longer active. And that is what allows this process to continue smoothly, without resistance, without interruption. Just a quiet flow of rest and restoration. And in this flow, your body continues to recover. Your mind continues to reset. Your system continues to find balance. All in silence, all in calm, all in stillness. And as this rhythm continues, there is nothing to follow, nothing to observe, nothing to hold on to. Just the steady presence of deep rest, a calm, endless, quiet state that supports everything within you. And now, there is nothing left to follow, no thoughts to observe, no memories to revisit. Only a deep, steady calm, gently surrounding everything. Your mind has done its work. The moments of the day have been quietly processed. The memories that needed attention have been gently revisited and slowly released. And now, there is only rest, a quiet space where nothing is required. Your breathing continues, soft and natural, in and out. Each breath slower and more relaxed than the last. Your body remains completely at ease, still, supported, relaxed. There is no tension here, no pressure, no effort. Even your awareness has become very light, fading softly into the background, like a dim light slowly growing softer. And as it fades, the silence deepens, not empty, but full of calm, full of stillness, a silence that feels safe, a silence that allows everything to rest. And in this space, there is nothing you need to do, nothing you need to think about, nothing you need to hold on to. You can simply let go. Let go of the day. Let go of the thoughts. Let go of everything that once needed your attention. Because now there is nothing left to carry. Only this calm, steady, endless quiet. And as you remain here, your mind continues to drift deeper and deeper into rest. There is no rush, no sudden ending, just a gentle continuation into stillness. And if you are still listening, allow the sound of this voice to become softer in your awareness, further away with each passing moment, until it becomes just another part of the silence. And then even that can fade, leaving you in complete calm, in complete stillness, in complete rest. Thank you for being here with Softly Known. Take one last slow breath and gently let it go. Goodbye.